Hi everyone. Hi and welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the Moorlands online quiz. We are here with you live. Me, Andrew, and my friend Becky here. Hey Becky.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
How are you doing, Becky?
I'm doing well. I've had a good day, but very good day. Just been working, went for a dog walk, the usual stuff. That kind of lockdown monotony. How about yourself?
Yeah. Single use of exercise. Well done.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're joining tonight on a team, do let us know your team name. Put it in the chat. Let us know you're here with us, where you're tuning in from. We'd love to get your team name, and then we can try and work out who's here and who's going to be winning this thing. I should say right at the upfront that we're not going to have a prize for this. Last time we said there was no prize, but then we did actually give the winning team a box of chocolates in the end because we knew where one of them lived. But because of COVID, we don't want to be delivering things, so there's not going to be there isn't going to be a physical prize, but we have agreed special measures, which is we will post your team name as the winning team on the Moorlands Facebook page. So that is your special credit you get if you win tonight. Hi Lee Wills, hi Ben, hi Rika, hi Abby. Thanks for saying hi. If anyone's forming a team, you four could just form a team. But yeah, let us know your clever team names while we get started here. Yeah, and if you're tuning in from Lancaster, let us know that. If you're tuning from outside, let us know that. We've not done many of these online quizzes recently.
No.
So Andy Good is just trying to remember his password. Great. Hi Lucy. Hi Elizabeth. But yeah, so welcome to you, whether this is like your first online quiz or you've been doing them all through all three lockdowns. A very warm welcome to you.
Good to see you, Aled.
Oh, hi, Aled.
Oh, and hi, Mum and Dad. Mum and Dad have tuned in.
Yeah, hi, Mum and Dad. I mean, hi, Rob. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit weird if you were call them Mum and Dad, isn't it? That is odd.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, if the Greys are making a team name, let us know. Hi, Go For It Productions. Great to have you here. Cool. Well, we've got 3 rounds tonight. We've got one.
Love it.
Quarantine.
Love it. The quarantine.
Quarantine. I get it. Yeah. It's like, dude. Glad you're here, Becky.
We've got another one.
Very clever, guys. I really like that one.
Yeah. We've got the St Hobie's team. They're split across the country in England and in Wales as well.
Right.
Will that play to their strengths? We're going to find out.
Regional. We've got team No Recall.
12 of you. Wow.
So that's a team to contend with.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, Rob. Very good. Great expectations. Love it. Love it.
He is a funny man, my dad. He's very funny.
And we've got Team Penguin. Welcome, Team Penguin. Got the Fat Lads on tour, aka Moorlands FC, stuck at home. welcome to the football team. See you. Right, so we've got 6 rounds this evening, and we're going to start with a general knowledge round. I've got one more team here. We're eating M&Ms right now. Yes, well done, Lucy. Just normal M&Ms or peanut M&Ms. You get extra points if it's peanut M&Ms. Points don't count for anything. It's just, special points.
Peanut.
Yeah. Well done, Lucy. Good stuff.
Love it.
Oh, we've also got the Team Lockdown Legends. Welcome. Great. Well, let's get the yeah, you'll get there's special points to be won this evening that don't at all contribute to winning the quiz, but they are very important to try and win. Let's get the first roundup on the screen. So it's a general knowledge, and what's going to be is the top 10s. So taken from various walks of life, top 10s of things. And the idea is you get a point if you guess anything in the top 10, and you get 2 points if you guess the number 1. So let's put that on full screen so you can see that clearly. So this is an example. This is top rated films on IMDb. The top one is, of course, Shawshank Redemption. I don't say of course because I love it. I just say of course because that always seems to be number 1 for some reason. It's all right. And then you get a point for anything up to number 10, and obviously 0 points after that. So at the end, we'll show you all 10. And if you got number 1, you give yourself 2 points. If you got 2 to 9, give yourself 1 point.
Are we sure that list is correct, Andy? Because I can't see High School Musical on there.
You know what? It might just be just to slip down to number 16.
Oh, that must be it.
Great. So let's get the first question up. So the first one is greatest albums of all time. So this is according to Rolling Stone magazine. One of the greatest albums of all time. Also, welcome to Team Roof No Leaky. We're very pleased to hear that. We've also got Slyahamba. Is that how you would pronounce that, Becky?
Siahamba, maybe.
Oh, I see. That's an I. Yep. Yeah. I read it when it went on the screen and kind of merged a bit. Siahamba. Yeah. Cool. Siahamba. We've got the Lockdown Ladies. We've got another team, a bit controversial. Forget Moorlands FC. So Daniel making some enemies for himself. Number 2, best-selling cars in the UK 2020. So this is on a website, Auto Express, but it was actually taken from the sort of market industry report. It'll be new cars only, so cars that were registered in 2020. What were people buying in 2020?
We've got the Barham Brain Boxes finally online. I don't know if you guys missed the first question, but the first question was what was the top 10? You're looking for the number 1 on a top 10 list of the greatest albums of all time, according to the Rolling Stone.
So question number 3, World University Rankings 2020. So this is by the Times, their higher education list, and so all universities in the world for last year. Which ones do you think ranked the highest? Lancaster's got to get you a point, right? That's got to be.
Yeah. Constantly being told that's a top 10 university. It must be. It must mean in the world, surely.
They are constantly winning things like that. Great. Question number 4, FIFA 20 player ratings. This is a football video game. For those who don't know, what were their top football player ratings? So you're aiming for number 1, but if you hit 2 to 10, you still get a point. So 2 points for number 1. Point for anything that appears on the top 10. Yeah, we just want one. Just want one from you. Yeah, so it's which player. So that last one was which player in FIFA had the highest rating. So question number 5. What is the most popular food brand in the UK? So this is in terms of what people are buying at supermarkets. A brand would be like, like lots of companies own lots of brands. So like maybe Unilever has lots of brands. Like a brand might be like Fairy Liquid, So it's the Fairy is what people are buying. And it might come in lots of different types. You can get like Fairy Platinum, can't you? But the brand is Fairy. So if it wasn't food, it was other things. What's the brand? The most popular brand people are picking off the shelves?
As I look at this question, I'm realising how persuasive some British advertising is, because there are a couple of slogans that have just come into my mind about these. Yeah.
Yeah, stick with you. Okay. Can't say any though, because that would be.
Oh no, we gave you a giveaway. Andy, you'll be pleased to know that the puns are back.
Oh, good.
For this round, for this quiz, they're back. I've got one about brands.
Right.
So the Cling Film Company, they went to shoot their commercial, and they did the entire thing with just 3 words. It's a wrap. There we are.
Great.
Look forward to these.
Should we do a quick recap of those 5 questions? Just run through them really quickly. So question 1 was greatest albums of all time. Question 2 was best-selling car 2020. Question 3 was top university in the world 2020. Question 4 was top football player according to FIFA. And question 5 was top food brand. This is the official party line.
I'm unstoppable. The only way to stop me, you'd have to take me and look me up in a penitentiary. That's what.
Oh, they do not get better. Just had another team jump in just before you go to the next round, Becky. Reading between the lines. A very sophisticated evening.
This is highbrow.
Team here.
They are here for wordplay and semantics. Onto the geography round. These are all going to be red and white flags. So we are looking for you to identify the country from the image of the flag. So what country does this flag belong to? It's very hard not to say anything about the flag.
You could say you could describe the colors, maybe.
Times like this, I wish I knew hexadecimal codes. That's probably the only time in my life that I'm going to want to know those. And what is this red and white flag? And on to this mystery red and white flag. Which country could it be?
Okay, I think we've done a lot better this time with people not putting the answers in the chat. So they've learned that. That's a huge improvement.
Yeah.
I also meant to mention at the beginning, just need to keep track of your answers somewhere. Doesn't really matter where, just on a piece of paper, and just check your answers at the end. Can't pass them around or anything, or hand them in.
We'd ask you not to put the answers in the chat, James and Debbie. Okay, so number 4. I wonder whether this is what happens with this team as they're going about the selection. And number 5. What is the red and white flag?
The thing about this flag, Becky, is that it's both red and white.
I didn't see the white before, but now you've said that, you've drawn my eye to it. Yeah.
You don't automatically spot it, but it's in there. There's a detail. Yeah.
We could put that in the tape, do you think? What do you reckon? No? I like this. Number 6. I feel like that was maybe a slight sense of security at the beginning of the round. We're quite quickly ramping up.
Well, it's good, it's good to be able to get some, isn't it? I can't believe that those two flags exist. 5 and 6.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And number 7. This feels familiar, you know?
No, that was another one. That was a different one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Ooh, this one's radical. Number 8. I like that.
I mean, one way you could describe this flag is it's sort of white and red.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the blend between the two.
I think I actually know this one.
Good, 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 good.
Not that it's not the first one I've got. I've definitely not got all of them. Not
No.
that easy.
Wow. Number 9. Well done to this team. Good work. 100% so far. They're feeling confident. Let's hope the streak continues. Ooh, number 10. Oh. Sorry, team Roof No More. This is very complex where the others had simplicity. I like this one. It's pretty.
Yeah, they've done a lot with white and red there, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's do a lot.
There we go. That's it. That is the flag round. Is over. We are loving this. Very good. Yes, sir. Good fun. I'm not a fan of Switzerland, but their flag is a big plus. Should we move on to the next round, Andy?
Great. Yeah.
This is the snake's favorite. It's history.
Oh, classic. Great. So this is the history round. Let's see the first question. So before returning to rule in Scotland, Mary, Queen of Scots, was queen of which country? So she was queen as in consort.
Yes.
Very good, Paul. Question 2. The largest battle of the American Revolution took place in 1776 in a New York borough. What's the name of the battle?
It's a tricky one, this.
Okay, question 3. Complete the following rally cry from the American Revolution. No taxation without what? No taxation without. So question 4. André Mare, a celebrated French painter, was awarded the Légion d'honneur for his work in World War I in Les Camoufleurs. What did he do?
Love the accent there, Andy. That's great. That's good.
Really try. Probably mispronounced it all.
Le camoufleur.
Question 5. In which country is the Renaissance said to have begun? Which country? Okay, question 6. What does the word Renaissance mean in English? I just found out my mum's tuning in and playing along at home, but she's just texting me the answers. So, Mum, I think you got the last one wrong. Just to let you know. Question 7. Which living member of the British royal family is the great nephew of the last Tsarina of the Russian Empire? So he's a living member of the British royal family, and they are the great nephew of the last Tsarina of the Russian Empire. And I'm assuming Tsarina, that's kind of like queen?
I think so, yeah, because Tsar is the king, right? Or emperor.
Alex is asking, where's the history of football? Yep, we could do that next time. That would be a really good smash up round, actually. History and sport combo. Who's writing this down? Because I think someone had a really good idea last time, but we didn't do it. Nathan just wanted to correct me and say it's technically an empress because it's an empire. So,
understood.
Which deceased member of the British royal family is the grandmother of the last Tsarina of the Russian Empire?
So the link between these last two questions.
Mm.
That last Tsarina figure, they're going to be important to know, aren't they?
You will end tonight still none the wiser of who they are, very familiar with their family.
I've got a joke about this question, Andy. Well, the past two questions. Okay. Last night on Dancing with the Stars, Peter and Catherine were great, but Ivan was terrible.
That's good.
It's funnier if you're a lover of Russian history.
Russian history, yeah.
Yeah.
I figured out the joke after you said all the names.
Yeah.
Then it hit me. They all came screaming back.
Like a red wall.
Question 9. How many sitting presidents of the United States have been assassinated? How many sitting presidents of the USA have been assassinated?
I'd be willing to give a special point. Not a point, but a special point, if you can name them all.
I would also give one. So that would get you 2. Because I think that'd be quite hard to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Give 1.
I think I can do 2. We're giving it away now, aren't we?
I can think of 15. So. Number 10. The penny black was first used in Britain in 1840. What was it? What is the penny black? Okay, if anyone needs us to, go back to any question, if you missed any, then just throw it in the chat, and we'll go back to those on the PowerPoint. But an official line from someone who signed it as Moorlands Church. If he's not repeating it, don't worry. She's got plenty more to come. Plenty more to go.
Brilliant. Well, I can't see that anyone needs any questions repeating. So in that case, we'll hand over to Nathan, who is going to tell us more about how we can have a fresh start.
Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. I hope you've enjoyed the first half of the quiz. It's great to be with you virtually. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you think you've got some of the answers right. Perhaps you might think you might need a bit of a fresh start on the quiz. That's our theme for this evening, about a fresh start in 2021. I do hope that you are having a good start to 2021. Admittedly, it's been a bit of a rough one, hasn't it? With the third lockdown in place and the case numbers rising and all the strangeness that's going on over the pond in the United States. I guess this year has proved conclusively once for all that a myth that we all believe is wrong. And that myth is that the new year is magic. We all believe this at some level, I think, don't we? The calendar rolls round from December the 31st to January the 1st, and we all like to believe that the universe has sort of hit a reset button, that everything is now new, that our old habits can be thrown off with a couple of New Year's resolutions, that all the bad things that happened last year are now consigned to the dustbin of history and everything's starting afresh. Of course, we know deep down that's not how it works. We start our resolutions. We're going to eat healthier, take more exercise, be kinder, turn our phones off occasionally, be more present and mindful. But deep down, we sort of know it'll last about 3 weeks and then we'll go back to our old habits. Because after all, we're still the same people. And the fact that the Earth has rotated around the sun one more time doesn't really change any of that. And of course, if we thought 2021 would mean the end of the virus and the end of restrictions and a return to normal, well, again, sadly, coronavirus doesn't know that we've turned a page in our calendar. And the events of last night in America prove that old divisions still exist and perhaps are getting worse. The new year doesn't seem to have brought with it any radical change at all. But actually, that's the norm, isn't it? I'm sorry, I'm aware I'm starting this talk on a bit of a downer, but it's true. We begin every year with renewed hope for our world, for our work, for our families, for our lives, for our society. And that hope is always crushed by March, or in this case, January the 6th. There seems to be something wrong with our world, doesn't there? Something wrong with us, perhaps, that means we can never truly turn the page. We can never truly have the fresh start that we know we all need. Well, although it's been a bit depressing so far, I'd like to tell you about some good news. I want to tell you about a year in history where a genuinely new thing happened that means that all of us can have a genuinely fresh start. I want to talk about a fresh start for the world. And no, it has nothing to do with the American Revolution or any Tsarinas. I'm going to read to you a few verses from the end of the Gospel of Mark. Now, this is an eyewitness account of the life of Jesus. What's happened so far is that the disciples have been following Jesus for 3 years. They've seen him do wonderful things. They've seen him heal the sick and raise the dead. They've heard him teach about the coming kingdom of God. And they've assumed this Jesus surely is the fresh start that all of us need. But now, at the end of the Gospel of Mark, Jesus is dead. And the disciples have scattered. It must have felt like the most crushing disappointment imaginable. The man they thought would solve all of their problems and give them a fresh start is now lying cold and buried in a tomb. Sorry, I'm just aware that something has happened with my notes. So the disciples have scattered. But what's happened is that disciples have disappeared in the story. Here we go. We're back on track. 3 women want to go and pay their last respects to Jesus by anointing his body. Look at me on the screen at the first few verses of Mark 16. It says, when the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome brought spices so that they might go to anoint Jesus' body. Very early on the first day of the week, just after sunrise, they were on their way to the tomb, and they asked each other, "Who will roll the stone away from the entrance of the tomb?" There's a certain hopelessness about these women, isn't there? It's clear they want to do something to demonstrate their love for Jesus. But all they can think of to do is to go and make his dead body smell a bit nicer. That's all they have left, beautifying a corpse. And in fact, they're not even sure they can do that. The body's already been swiftly buried, and they have no idea how they're even going to get into the tomb. It's a picture of despair. There's nothing they can really do for Jesus, and they can't even make the symbolic token gesture that they really want to make. Perhaps at its bleakest, that's how we see all of our activity in this world. We want to make some kind of small difference, but we're always frustrated by something. As a sign I saw this week put it, every 20-minute job is one broken bolt away from being a 3-day ordeal. We know that, don't we? We try our best. Actually, sometimes we don't, and that's the problem. But even when we do, we find life in this world endlessly frustrating. There's always something that gets in the way. There's always something that spoils it. And actually, we know, again, deep down, and we don't like to think about it, that what we do in this world probably won't matter that much when we're gone. For example, I don't know the names of my great-grandparents. I'm thankful for them. Because of them, I exist, I guess. But I don't remember them or anything they did. And I suspect my great-grandchildren will feel the same way about me. Our world frustrates all of our accomplishments, and then we die and they vanish. But look what happens next in the story. In verse 4, it's on the screen again. But when they looked up, they saw that the stone, which was very large, had been rolled away. As they entered the tomb, they saw a young man dressed in a white robe sitting on the right side, and they were alarmed. "Don't be alarmed," he said. "You're looking for Jesus the Nazarene who was crucified. He's risen. He's not here. See the place where they laid him." Now, it's worth stressing again, this is eyewitness history. This is not a metaphor or a piece of literary fiction. The men and women who recorded this history went on to live their entire lives as if this were true. In fact, some of them suffered and died for their belief in Jesus' physical, historical resurrection. And so here is a genuinely new thing in the world, a sudden infusion of hope. Death, that ultimate frustrator of all our plans and accomplishments, the thing that drags us down and ruins our world, well, death itself is suddenly revealed to have a weak point. This man, Jesus, comes through death, walks out of his own tomb. And that shows us, doesn't it, that perhaps there is hope. Perhaps there can be a fresh start for our world. What does it all mean? Okay, so Jesus managed to cheat death. Big deal. What has that got to do with any of us? Well, let me show you the difference it made to one man, the disciple Peter, because this is a fresh start for one man. See, Peter was definitely a man in need of a fresh start. A couple of chapters earlier in the book of Mark, when Jesus was arrested and being tried, Peter, who had been the most vocal and the most loyal of the disciples, was busy denying any knowledge of Jesus. Jesus, in fact, had predicted that this would happen, that Peter would deny him. But Peter refused to countenance the idea that he could possibly fail the man he'd been following for 3 years, the man who he thought was his Lord and King. He said, "There's no way I'm going to deny you. I'm going to stick with you to the very end." And yet fail, he most definitely did. He denies that he knows Jesus 3 times. And look at where we last see him in the story. This is from Mark 14. After a little while, those standing near said to Peter, "Surely you are one of them. You are a Galilean." He began to call down curses and he swore to them, "I do not know this man you're talking about." Immediately the rooster crowed the second time. Then Peter remembered the word Jesus had spoken to him, "Before the rooster crows twice, you will disown me 3 times." And he broke down and wept. Peter has messed up big time. He has failed exactly where he thought he was most likely to succeed. And so we leave Peter a broken man, utterly ashamed by his lies and by his cowardice, in fact, by his own words, under the curse of God. Did you see that? He says he's called down curses on himself. In the Bible's language, that means saying something like, may God judge me ever so severely if I know Jesus of Nazareth. But of course, he does know Jesus of Nazareth. So Peter, we stands here self-condemned, in complete misery, as he contemplates his own failure. Now, you might not have had an experience quite like this. In fact, it's quite unlikely that you have. But Peter is certainly not unique. A man who knows deep down that he is a failure, who's made promises and not kept them, who has said things in their past or in their present, or thought things or done things which he's deeply, deeply ashamed of. Well, that's all of us, isn't it? George Orwell, the author, once said this: a man who gives a good account of himself is probably lying, since any life, when viewed from the inside, is simply a series of defeats. I resonate with that. I understand what George Orwell is saying there when I look at my own life. And Peter perhaps is simply more honest than we probably are about what that has done to his relationship with God. Not only has he let himself down and the other disciples down and his master down, he knows that he's sinned against God. And by his own words, he now lies under God's curse because of his moral failure. It's his fault, and he's nothing he can do about it. And the Bible says, well, we all have different journeys, we all have different lives, but this is all part of our story too. But now, remember, something new has happened. A fresh start has happened for our world. Jesus has died and risen again. And so now look again at what the angel in Jesus' empty tomb says to the women back in Mark 16. He says, don't be alarmed. You are looking for Jesus the Nazarene who was crucified. He's risen. He's not here. See the place where they laid him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter, he is going ahead of you into Galilee. There you'll see him, just as he told you. Did you notice the little detail there? Go and tell the disciples and Peter. You see, Peter might have assumed that he had forfeited his place among Jesus' followers, that there was no hope for him now, apart from a lonely, miserable existence and the prospect of God's judgment on his sin. But it is not so. The angel specifically says to the women, go and get Peter, make sure he's there. And we know from the other eyewitness accounts how tenderly Jesus dealt with Peter when they met again. He forgave Peter and promised him new, eternal resurrection life. You see, Jesus' death might have looked like a defeat, a failure, a frustration of Jesus' own plans and accomplishments, just like our plans and accomplishments are frustrated. But in fact, it was the plan all along. You see, Peter knew he lay under the curse of God, that curse which leads to death, that ultimate frustrator of all our plans. But Jesus, when he died, took that curse, the curse that laid on Peter, on himself. He died his death for him so that Peter could have his life. You see, here was a real and genuine fresh start, not just for Jesus, but for Peter too. All his sins forgiven, whether past, present, or even future, and a new life which starts now and lasts forever. We might think, what's that got to do with us? Well, here's the really good news. This could be a fresh start for you too. The risen Jesus continues to offer the hope of forgiveness and new life to anyone who will come to him, just like Peter did, knowing full well that they're sinful, broken, and ashamed, and simply ask him for mercy. He's always ready to hear that, and he's always ready to answer it with forgiveness and new life. You see, this year, 2021, we really can have a fresh start, not because of a vaccine or a return to normality. Nice, those things are, we're grateful for them, but because of the genuinely new thing that Jesus has done. He's died to bear our curse, and he's risen to offer us new life. This is the good news that we at Moorlands Church love to share with everybody. I hope that everything I've been saying this evening is at least interesting for you to hear and you want to know more about it, and we'd love to help you with that. Thank you so much for listening. And if you want to know more about Jesus and what he means for you, then I'm going to hand over to Andy, who'll give us some more ideas. Thanks so much for listening.
Great, thanks, Nathan. Yeah, so we would love you to really be taking seriously what Nathan's talking about, and having that opportunity to have a real fresh start this year. Really do make that your decision now that you're going to check out Jesus in 2021. And I want to give you 3 ways you can start doing that really soon. The first way is we'd really recommend this book, A Fresh Start. It's a really great book written by an Australian preacher called John Chapman. It's only £5 on Amazon, but we would love to give it to you for free. So if you get in contact with us, we would love to buy it for you, or you can just get it for yourself. But we'd highly recommend it. It's one of the few books that really clearly explains what it would look like for someone to make that decision for yourself to follow Jesus, and why Jesus means you can have a fresh start. Second way you can find out more is to join one of our life courses, particularly if you want to find out more and you want to do that with a small group of people. And we'd love to invite you to the life course, which is starting this time next week. So Thursday the 14th, next Thursday at 8 p.m. in the evening. And it goes on for five Thursday evenings. Looking at Jesus in the Bible and answering big questions such as, who am I? Who is God? What's the problem with our world? What's the solution? What does that mean for me? It'll be on Zoom. So if you want to sign up for that, go to our website. You can sign up, and then you'll get like the invite to the Zoom meeting. And it's just a really kind of chilled out, relaxed format where you have opportunities to discuss in small groups, and there's lots of time to chat and ask questions and that sort of thing. So if that's something you'd be interested in, then do visit our website and sign up for that. Thirdly and finally, there's some special Sundays coming up that we're calling Love in a Time of COVID. So the 17th and the 24th, which is not this Sunday, but the 2 Sundays following, will be particularly good Sundays for you to join us as a church on a Sunday morning if you're just looking into Jesus. You can tune in online, but we also have a great opportunity of being able to meet in person on Sundays at our High Street building. It's a site we're trying to make as COVID secure as possible, and we're really thankful that we can still kind of meet in person there. We can't sing, we can't chat, but it's good to be able to be there in the flesh and listen to that message together. And this Love in the Time of COVID series, these 2 talks would be great for you if you want to find out more about Jesus. It's 2 times on Sunday morning. There's a 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. There are on the building on High Street in Lancaster, which is just off from little Tesco on the one-way system. And you can also tune in online, which will just be on our YouTube channel. The easiest way to do that is if you're watching right now on YouTube, is just to click the little subscribe button under this video, and there's an option there where it can send you the notifications as well. But yeah, don't leave it until 2022. Take this opportunity now to, in these crazy times, find out about the way you can have a real fresh start in life. And we're so glad that you're able to be here tonight and to hear a bit more about Jesus. And glad that you're just here having fun as well in the quiz. I'm going to continue. We've got 3 more rounds this evening.
Oh, it's me.
Becky's back. So yeah, well, let's see how we do in the second half. You know, will no recall have recalled enough history? Will the Greys' expectations live up to expectations? Will the lockdown legends pull through? Let's find out in the second half of the quiz. Becky.
So now, next round is a word smash. This has been popularised on television, but let me explain to you how this round works. Here's an example. Now, what we're doing with this is we're taking the image on the left-hand side of the screen with the answer to the question on the right-hand side of the screen. So, for example, on the left, we've got a bin. On the right, we've got what word links dial-up web and bandwidth. The answer is internet. And we push those words, we smash them together to get binternet. So the end of the picture is going to be the beginning of the word that's the answer to the question.
I didn't really get this at first, Becky,
Okay.
but I think one way that I found, you know, that they kind of overlap. They actually overlap, don't they?
Yeah.
It's not just kind of squishing them together in any kind of abstract way. There is a kind of overlap that links them.
I'd say the overlap here is in.
Yes, in. So it will be there. If you can't find an overlap, then you're thinking of the wrong words and they'll go together.
Yeah. Refuse and internet would not work, would not be an answer for this round. On with the questions. So here on the left-hand side, we've got a city in California, which is also a drink, and this lovely picture on the right-hand side. No, Catherine, the answers are not real words. Like binternet is not a real word, but it is a fusion of 2 real words. I hope that's clear.
It is. It's really hard, but it's when you get it, you know you've got it because they kind of slot together really nicely, and they make up a sort of a made-up word. Yeah, they are tricky, but it's one of those things. When you get it, you know you've got it.
So we're looking for a city in California that's also a drink, and whatever the image on the right-hand side is. Number 2, we've got the image on the left-hand side. It's the start of our word smash word. And then which TV presenters host Britain's Got Talent on the right-hand side? It's got the image on the left-hand side, and which TV presenters host Britain's Got Talent on the right-hand side? On the left-hand side, we've got this figure. And on the right-hand side, what is the name of Peter Pan's fairy friend? Question 4. On the left-hand side, which Chinese actor from Hong Kong is famous for martial arts? And on the right-hand side, we've got this gesture. Which Chinese actor is a famous martial artist or famous for martial arts? And then this gesture. And finally, on the left-hand side, who is the outgoing president of the USA? And on the right-hand side, we've got this piece of food. The outgoing president of the USA and this delicious piece of food. There we are.
You know when you've got it. That's the key, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah. You're like, oh, that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get the last one.
Well, whatever the image was, it looked absolutely fantastic. I could really go for it. You know, I burnt 2,000 calories today. It's the last time I leave the house, having left brownies in the oven. It's the innocuous ones that get you. The ones that you don't know are going to be the puns. That's it.
Yeah. Great. Well, we're going to move on to our science and nature round. So let's get the first question up if everybody's ready. Okay, so first question is the scientific unit lumen is used in the measurement of what? What do lumens measure? Okay, question 2. How many wings does a bee have? How many wings does a bee have?
I don't know if you remember my policy on insects, Andy, but too many is the answer to that.
Okay, question 3. What is the collective noun for a group of moles? Collective noun for a group of moles. Okay, question 4. Common, water, and pygmy are types of which British mammal? Common, water, and pygmy are types of which British mammal? Okay, question 5. What is the only bone in the human body that is not attached to any other bone? What is the only bone in the human body that is not attached to any other bone? Question 6. What is measured on the Mohs scale?
Is it different things that you like that you want more of? Bow, bow, bow. You know what I mean?
I think I pronounced it correctly.
I probably should know this. However, I do not know that the pronunciation of this.
Barham Lawn Tennis Club, whose team name is the Quarantine of come up with an answer for one of them, which is freckles of moles. I mean, that might be the right answer, Quarantine. So you might just be giving them away, you know. Okay, question 7. From our sun, what is the name of the nearest star? So what's the nearest star to our sun? I assume it'd be the nearest star, the second nearest star to us as well. Ah, the Lee Wills. Whack of moles, a whack of moles. Very good, very good. So question 8, to the nearest 10%, what percentage of the Earth's atmosphere is nitrogen? So if you know to the nearest percent, you can give that. You just need to guess the nearest 10%. What percentage of the Earth's atmosphere is nitrogen? Question 9. Sand consists of silicon and what other element? So sand is silicon and what other element? And question 10. What nuclear process takes place in an atomic bomb? When an atomic bomb goes off, what do you call that process? Thanks, Stephen Hargreaves. Yeah. Keep it simple. Great. Anyone wants us to go back to those questions, let us know. But we'll move on to final round.
This is the music round. You are going to be naming images of instruments. So we'd like the instrument that is in the picture.
I actually have a music-related joke.
Go, yeah.
I like to hear it. I've got a joke. What do you get if you drop a piano on an army base?
I don't know. What do you got?
A flat major.
Very good. I like that. He's got them too.
I just looked that one up. Just looked up. Just looked up music jokes.
Our question master has just told us that there are special points for being very specific about the names of the instruments in this round. Special points up for grabs.
Remember, special points mean nothing. They don't even help you win the prize. But special points up for grabs.
So question 1, what is this instrument? What is this instrument?
Thanks, Steve. Thanks. Appreciate the clarity of feedback. It's good to know. I think we'll do that.
Thanks, Steve. You're my favourite.
We will leave the jokes.
Question 2, what is this instrument? You will not get any special points for naming the man in the picture. Sorry. Question 3. What is this instrument? Sorry, Ben, we can give you no scaling for that previous question. Apologies. Question 4. What is this instrument? Five. What is this instrument? It's getting more curious as the round goes on. Here we are, number 6. Which instrument is this? And question 7. We're getting to the obscure now.
Got a good obscure instrument joke here.
If the harp tells you its music is good, it's probably a liar. Good work. Good work.
Obviously, someone who likes lies, you know.
Yeah. Number 8. It's like a really cheap version of a guitar, isn't it? You just strip everything else back. Is that offensive? That's probably really offensive to people, isn't it? I'm sorry. I'll take that back. James and Debbie will stop in about 15 minutes' time. Number 10. It's quite handy. It comes with its own little stool. I wonder if there's like an accompanying like seat for the musician.
I think the thing on the left is like a cup holder, right? It's like a
yeah.
sort of bench for your drinks.
Yeah.
Down there.
Yeah. Like a long thin sandwich for part time on the other side.
Mm.
And number 10. Well, that's the final question of the round.
Okay. Great. So if you're feeling confident after all that, well done. We're now going to run through the answers. If there's any questions that you want us to repeat, now's the time. About 10 seconds, then I'm going to start into the answers. And just keep track of your own scores, and at the end, Alex completely missed the sports round. I don't think we have time to go through the whole. If you missed it, next time, Alex, you need to have a sports round. Come on, sports fans. Yeah, keep track of your own scores. You know, as I said last time, if you cheat, you just cheating yourself, aren't you? So let's find out how you actually do. Lee Wales has dropped his scoring average at the moment. Right. Right, let's get the answers up. So the first round was general knowledge top 10s, top albums of all time. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. So if you put that, you get 2 points. If you put anything else, you get 1 point.
Any surprises for you on that list, Andy?
I mean, that's no, I can understand that. Yeah, some people might not get behind that. How are you feeling about those albums?
Yeah, no, they're yeah. I'm maybe surprised that Joni Mitchell's a bit high. I thought the Fleetwood Mac album would be a bit higher, but they're all on there, and that's the main thing.
The purpose of this quiz, Joni Mitchell and Fleetwood Mac both get a point. So
yeah.
On the best-selling cars, the top one for 2020 was the Ford Fiesta. I think that's been topping the charts for a few years running. So if you guess that, it's the obvious choice. Anything else is 1 point. I think there's just 5 rounds for this one, so each round is worth 10 points. We'll find out as we go along, but I think you're marking out 10. You're marking out 60 overall. Top universities. So number 1, Lancaster University. Oh, wait a minute.
Hang on.
So there's typo there.
They've gone all other 2 words of it wrong.
The university bit is right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Oxford. Oxford number 1. Yeah. Standard choice, I suppose. Everything else gets you 1 point. So top 1 gets you 2 points. Everything else gets you 1 point. FIFA player rankings. Messi is number 1. So that'll get you 2 points.
Personally, a little bit sad as a Saints fan that Danny Ings isn't on there, but that's okay. I'll take it.
Okay, should we move on? And finally, 5th question was most popular brands, and the top one is Heinz. Yeah.
I don't know how that round has gone for anybody else, but I'm sure some of you are wondering, can we catch up? No.
Be wondering. Yeah. Great. Flags. Do you want to? Should we alternate? Because you did this round.
So I should read out the answers.
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, they're there.
Okay. Yeah. Number 1 was Canada. Number 2 was Japan. Number 3, that was England. Number 4 was Austria. 5 was Poland. Number 6 was Monaco. 7 was Denmark. 8 was Bahrain. Number 9, surprisingly, is Greenland. I'm surprised by that. I did not expect their flag to look like that. Number 10 is Hong Kong.
I think it's the setting sun, isn't it? It's because in Greenland the sun very rarely comes above the horizon.
That makes sense. I thought that was a more obvious choice, but
I mean, when you see it's Greenland, it actually makes total sense. Great. So that rounds out of 10. 3rd round was history. First question was about Mary Queen of Scots. What was she queen of before she returned to be Queen of Scotland? And the answer is France. Second was the battle in 1776, biggest battle in the American Revolution, and we will accept the Battle of Long Island or the Battle of Brooklyn Heights. Third was no taxation without.
Representation.
And if you felt like some of these you didn't really know the answer to, you're learning a lot about American and French
history. And it's like the round was written with a bias to somebody who really loved America, France, and Russia. Yeah.
Well, at least it's got kind of a theme that holds it together. Question 4 was André Malraux, a celebrated French painter, was awarded the Légion d'honneur for his work in World War I in Le Camoufleur. What did he do? And he was a camoufleur, which was France's first camouflage unit.
Indeed, I think it's probably the world's like first dedicated camouflage unit.
Right. Well, yeah, it's the only one I've ever heard of. So.
Oh, that was really cool. Like, they genuinely just got like painters to come along, and they use lots of cubism to like get
Okay.
the eye. Yeah.
See. I didn't get that at first. So what you're saying is he painted the camouflage.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
And they were the camouflage. Get the word camouflage from.
Get a painter in there, right? I see. Question 5 was which country is the Renaissance said to have begun? So that's Italy. Question 6 was what does the word Renaissance mean? It means rebirth. Question 7 was which living member of the British royal family is the great nephew of the last Tsarina of the Russian Empire? And it is Prince Philip. And question 8, which deceased member of the British royal family is the grandmother of the last Tsarina of Russian Empire? And it was Queen Victoria.
And that does mean, sorry, I'll interrupt that does mean that Prince Philip's children are connected on both sides to the last Tsarina.
Through Queen Victoria.
And Philip.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're learning.
Come spend an afternoon with me.
How many sitting presidents of the United States have been assassinated? How many sitting presidents of the United States have been assassinated? So that's 4: Lincoln, Garfield, McKinley, and Kennedy. Although I believe Garfield was standing up. I'll just joke. Thank you for laughing, Becky, because
very good. I enjoyed that.
Well.
Lincoln was definitely sitting. You see it in the.
He was sitting. Yeah. And the penny black is the first adhesive postal stamp of the penny black. First used in Britain in 1840. Yeah. Remembering the history. Great.
Onto the word smash. The first one, it was Malibu, was the drink, and we had butterfly on the right, so it was Malabutterfly. The second one, we had a picture of an elephant, and we're asking for the BGT hosts who are Ant and Deck. So we've got Elephant and Deck. The third one, we had Putin on the left-hand side, and then we were asking about Peter Pan's companion, who is Tinkerbell. So we've got Pew Tinkerbell. He hates when you call him that. We had a Jackie Chan and the gesture of a handshake, Jackie Chan shake. And then number 5, obviously Donald Trump is the outgoing president, and with a picture of a lovely rump steak. So it's Trump steak. We've got a query about the presidents. I think when they were sitting, like at the time that they were in power, is when they're assassinated, I think. Although we will accept 11 if people are pretty convinced.
I think he's saying 1 in 11.
Oh, right, that's fine. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bad.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's a bad statistic. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's what happens with the right to bear arms. You know, I don't want to make any political statements, but what about who's thinking about the bears and all these arms that are getting taken away from them?
Ben asks if the previous round is out of 10.
Sorry.
No, that one is out of 5 actually. So that
is one of
yeah. So sorry, that one is out of 5.
I just spotted that. Sorry, I meant to say. Okay, so second last round, science and nature. The lumen measurement of light. Wings of a bee is 4. Or too many.
4 too many.
Like. 3. the collective noun of a group of moles is a labour of moles. 4, the common water and pygmy are all types of shrew. 5, the only bone in the human body that's not attached to any other bone is the hyoid, which I believe is like the tongue bone. So I will accept tongue bone, or I think it's also called the lingual bone. So if you put those instead, yeah, good on you for getting that anyway. We will accept that. What's measured in?
Sorry, Neil. We will. I mean, it's very cute. We will not accept freckles.
Yeah. If the total number of freckles on the faces of your team exceeds 50, then you get a special point. What's measured on the Moore scale? Hardness. Hardness of materials. From our sun, Proxima Centauri is the nearest star. Losing the name.
Sorry, Dad. I'm just in the middle of something. I'll be like 10 minutes tops, and then I'll. Perfect.
The nearest 10%. Nearest atmosphere is 78% nitrogen. So you said 80, and you're correct. I said 78. So you said 70. Are we accepting kind of anything within that range of 10%? Yeah, we'll accept anything in that range. So 70, 73 to 80, 83, we'll accept. Sand consists of silicon and oxygen, and nuclear bomb is fission, not fusion.
Mm-mm.
Better, I think. Right, Becky?
Well, fission gets out of control pretty quick, but fusion is so hard to do. We can't, get it to work. Yeah.
Great. Final round. Becky.
Number 1 was a picture of a grand piano. You may have 1 point for piano, but 2 for grand piano. Number 2 was a double bass. The 3rd was a clarinet. The 4th was a trumpet. The 5th one, you can have 1 point for recorder, 2 for bass recorder, and 3 for either great bass or C bass. Number 6 was a didgeridoo. 7 was a sitar or a sitar. Number 8, I'm going to absolutely scramble this. A gutquin. How would you pronounce that, Andy?
That's much better than I would have done.
Okay. Number 9, you can have 1 point for a scyther or a zither.
I think it's a zither.
A zither, yeah. And 2 for a gungshen or a zhang.
Quickchin is how someone's suggesting it. Quickchin.
Ooh. Oh, guchin. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And number 10, you can have 1 point for bagpipes, 2 for Irish or Union pipes, and 3 for Ilea. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Let's just deal with some of these questions. No, Lucy, but you can have 2 points. Northumberland pipes. I have no idea. Paul, it was 5 points for the word smash round. Yes. And I've just worked out this one's 15 points. So altogether, it's going to be 60 points.
I've got a joke here, Andy. If I pause for a joke.
Right.
Comedy break. I heard Dancing Queen being played. It was on the didgeridoo. Dancing Queen on the didgeridoo. It's actually an Aboriginal. I could have used that for the word smash, couldn't I? Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, so just to clarify, the word smash round was 5 points. James, I believe we're giving you the Northumberland pipes. I've heard official.
Can we take it away for this? No, you can have it. Well done. Great quizzing.
Great. Add your scores and post. If you could post your team name and your score in the chat, and we'll see who's won.
I feel like I've learned something today, Andrew.
What have you learned?
How to pronounce Kuchen. Certainly.
I've learned so much. Just like I need to just redo the whole quiz now.
Yep. Wow.
Great. Team Penguin, 45 out of 60. A really good start. Thank you. You just wish you put those. No recall 44. Decent. From the ones that are popping up now, that still looks like a good score. Team Day 42. Gray's Expectation 41.
Minus a count.
Lee Wills in a 45. So down ladies 31. Roof No Leaky 19. Hope Street Homies 34. Oh, we're eating M&Ms right now 46. Oh, I believe that's the leader to beat. Forget Moorlands FC 35. Fat Lads on Tour 45. Oh, well done. You guys are right up there with the leaders. Bower and Brain Boxes 37. Lockdown Legends 40. Oh, a man down. Sorry to quarantine. I'm getting it. 30. But still, that's still not terrible. Quarantine. Sia Hamba 39. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, we could do that, but it's online quizzes. You're kind of just playing for chocolate, Not at all serious unless you're playing for chocolate. Reading between the lines 36. Right. Well, in that case, it looks like the winners are we're eating M&Ms right now. So congratulations, guys.
Well done.
Well done. I don't think there's any last minute scores to come in. So there we go. Great. So we'll end it there. Thanks everyone for joining us. Yeah, do come along and find out more at church, and do go onto our website at moorlands.org.uk. And on there you can sign up for coming on Sunday mornings. I mentioned Sundays at 9 and 11, sorry. They are just at 10. They're originally going to be 9 11, but with the lockdown, there's going to be, I think, far fewer people there. So we're just doing 10 o'clock, so a bit easier to remember at one time. So come onto the website and sign up for you can contact us to get that free book, sign up for the live course, or sign up for coming along on a Sunday. We'd love to see you this Sunday, but as I said, in 2 weeks' time would be particularly good Sunday for you to come. Great. Just let the kind of chat roll for a little bit longer, but it was great to see you all this evening. Look at this. Great jokes. Well done, Becky. I think that's excluding mine. So,
yours are great. Yours are really great.
like stolen ones. I think he's trying to do like a word. I don't think he's got it.
Yeah.
That's, you know it when you see it, Dan. And right. Right. So I'll end it there, and have a good evening, everyone.
One final thought for you, just to reflect on as you go about your day, as you walk away from here. As I went on my walk today, I saw 3 very deep holes, and I thought to myself, well. There we are. Let's stop, shall we?
Oh, it's definitely time to stop.
Yeah.
Official line.
I get this all the time.
Right. Thanks for joining, guys. See you later.